The pattern draft or point paper design is a fundamental textile design method used to create woven fabric patterns. This method provides a visual representation of how the fabric is constructed, which means how the threads intersect and interact to form a specific design. The filled squares represent the warp lifted over the weft, where the warp runs vertical and the weft threads horizontal. The smallest number of cells that can indicate the pattern is called the repeat. The interlacing of the repeat is drawn in blue and the repeated pattern is drawn in red. Here's a breakdown of how pattern drafting works in creating point paper designs. The point paper is a graph paper tailored for weaving. Each small square on the paper represents a point of intersection between warp and weft threads. By filling the squares, designers indicate whether the warp or the weft thread should be on top of each intersection, thus creating the pattern. First, the designer creates a preliminary sketch or conceptual design of the fabric pattern. This could be anything from geometric shapes to floral patterns. The designer determines the scale of the repeat or the unit of the pattern that will repeat across the fabric. The design is translated into a point paper grid by shading specific squares. Each shaded square shows the particular thread will float over or under another, controlling the visual effect. Point paper allows designers to choose specific weave structures like plain weave, twill, or satin weaves for different parts of the design. Each structure has a different appearance and texture based on how the warp and weft intersect. For more intricate designs, such as those in jacquard weaving, the point paper can show a highly detailed plan where individual threads change between multiple warp and weft positions. Once the point paper design of a jacquard is complete, it can be fed into a jacquard loom, which uses the pattern to raise and lower threads precisely as planned. The loom reads each point or square as a binary instruction, warp up or down, which brings the pattern to life in the fabric. Before production, designers may test their point paper design in a sample loom to check for accuracy and make adjustments to ensure the pattern matches their original design vision. By controlling each thread's movement in a systematic grid, point paper designs enable detailed pattern creation, allowing for highly customized, intricate woven fabrics.